8.25 crore people of Maharashtra will decide who they want as the new Chief Minister in Mantralaya. What we'll do right at the top of the bulletin is give you a full sense of what's at stake in the Maha Battle of 2014.
After 15 years under the Congress-NCP partnership, who will win Maharashtra today? The old alliances are dust. What was essentially a race between two teams is now a fierce five-cornered contest, where it could literally be all or nothing.
बाड़ा साहब की गैर मौजूदगी का ये पहला चुनाव है, महाराष्ट्र का पहला चुनाव है और इसलिए मैं बाड़ा साहब के प्रति अपनी श्रद्धा और आदर को व्यक्त करने के लिए शिवसेना के खिलाफ एक शब्द भी नहीं बोलूंगा.
For Prime Minister Modi, it's the first big test after the big national win. Can he deliver on his loudly made promise of a Congress-free Maharashtra? Modi addressed a staggering 27 rallies, suggesting to many that the BJP did not have good enough state leaders to flaunt.
उद्धवजींचं पण योगदान आहे आणि त्या मोदी साहेबांचाही करिश्मा आहे.
Fighting a fourth term, but separately, the Congress-NCP divorce has been made more bitter by a ferocious post-divorce campaign. Both parties saw sense in fighting more seats.
तय ऐसे हुआ था, हमारे जो मित्र पक्ष थे उस वक्त, मैं 9 जगह छोड़ूंगा, वो 9 जगह छोड़ेंगे और फिर 50-50 और वो 50 भी जो वो चाहेंगे वो, मतलब जिसकी विनिंग चांसेस ज्यादा है ऐसी सीटें. इसका अर्थ ये हो गया कि आप साथ में रहना है तो कुत्ते की तरह रहो, नहीं तो जाओ.
The unexpected BJP Shiv Sena split has thrown most projections out of gear, with a team that sniffed victory deciding to go it alone, with Uddhav mounting an aggressive campaign to belittle his former ally. And with the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena fighting 219 seats, Raj Thackeray will be hoping to emerge as the political X-factor at the ballot today. With 4,119 candidates in the five-cornered Maha battle, including 1,699 independents, all reasonable political bets are off. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Let me introduce you this morning to our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. I want to begin by introducing one of Maharashtra's foremost political journalists, Siddharth Bhatia, commentator with Headlines Today for this election campaign, our very own Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai bureau chief and one of the most plugged-in correspondents on the ground in Mumbai. Joining us representing the BJP is Tuhin Sinha. He's an author of many books and works very closely with the BJP in Maharashtra. Clyde Castro representing the NCP. Welcome to all of you. I'll start with you, Mr. Bhatia. It's a humid, sultry morning in Mumbai. Explain to our viewers what's at stake and whether there is enthusiasm amongst voters to go out and make a change. In the Lok Sabha elections, Mumbai and Maharashtra voted more than previously. There's a certain sense of enthusiasm. Is that enthusiasm lacking this time? And what do you think is at stake? Will people come out and vote in big numbers?
Well, it's a humid and sultry election to start with, and hot election. Words have been exchanged, as you've noticed, words between old friends. Friends till the other day have been heaping insults on each other. If you recall, in the Lok Sabha, there was a surge in election numbers towards the last couple of hours. We are at 3 o'clock, we were all saying Bombay has not risen to this expectations. But suddenly you notice the numbers went up. The passion of elections this time on the ground has been lacking, I think, personally, because there has been a sense of, why do we have an election where we know what's going to more or less happen? The split excited people. There have been a lot of words exchanged. You've noticed in the last week or so, the insults have actually gradually escalated. I think the numbers will be good because there is a sense among the youth that we must go out and vote.
Okay, Sahil, explain, for who is it easiest in Maharashtra to go out and draw voters? For whom is it toughest? And who hopes to benefit most from the first time the undecided, the new voter of Maharashtra?
See, it's pretty clear. I mean, Maharashtra is divided into 6 regions, if you can see. For BJP, it is most difficult to take out the voters because BJP is lacking for the cadre, because BJP has never contested on 160 seats. So on those 160 seats, they do not have a ground cadre to take out the voters. Whereas Shiv Sena is strong with the cadre, they know how to take out the voters. NCP knows, especially in Western Maharashtra, that they know their voter. Congress have never believed in cadre, so their voter automatically comes out and vote for them. So for BJP it is most difficult. So this time the BJP's whole campaign was done with a proper strategy, planning. Amit Shah was there in Maharashtra for last 15 days and he's been taking meetings of leaders every day, virtually every day. So what they were preparing is basically to take out the voters from their home and how to bring them to the polling station. This time
In
around,
fact, just as we speak, Narendra Modi has tweeted asking voters of Maharashtra and Haryana to come out and vote. Here's what he's saying 28 minutes ago, urging the people of Haryana and Maharashtra to go out and cast their votes. Youngsters must show the way and ensure record turnout. Very significant. Yeah. He's speaking to youngsters. He knows that that's the big voting population that can gravitate en masse towards him, regardless of regional considerations, regardless of caste considerations. And he knows that he has to get extra voters to come out and vote because the NCP, the Congress and the Shiv Sena will bring in their registered cadre, their voters to come out.
No, in fact, that's what we began by saying, that the youngster is the key here, and the youngster may, and I think will, overlook nativist concerns, traditional concerns of their parents, and perhaps invest in ideas of growth. Unfortunately, even after the split, the Shiv Sena and the MNS could not talk in terms of growth and jobs and all that. Unfortunately, the Congress is suffering from 15 years, along with the NCP, 15 years of serious anti-incumbency. So they have very little credibility left. So growth, jobs, I will give you direction, I will take you out and give you pride, dignity. Those are going to matter, not Marathi Manus, beyond a point.
Sure.
But the traditional voter, it doesn't run away so easily.
I want to go across to Bandra. Joining us from there is my colleague Kamlesh Sutar. Again, someone who tracks Maharashtra politics exceedingly closely. Kamlesh, the voting booths have opened this morning. It's past 8. Can you sense some level of enthusiasm in Tony Bandra? Do you think people are enthusiastic about going out and casting their mandate, or is just one big chutti for people to chill and have a good time?
Well, it's too early, but generally, Rahul, senior citizens are the ones who come and vote early in the morning. The constituency, Bandra East, where I'm standing right now, mostly comprises of middle class and upper middle class voters. So generally, traditionally, the voter turnout in these constituencies has not been very good. But if we go by the statistics of the Lok Sabha elections, the turnout was pretty good here. Apart from the traditional voters, youngsters came out in large number because I was posted at the same polling station last time, and the enthusiasm that I saw during the Lok Sabha elections was stupendous. Youngsters coming out in large numbers, college students, and not only senior citizens, queues outside the police station, which is not the scene at this point in time. But as someone just mentioned that it's generally, Mumbai generally tends to vote in the later half of the day. In 2009, the overall voter
also
turnout in
this
Mumbai was
election
around
comes on the back
45%,
of a
which
big
went
general
down to Lok
election,
Sabha.
which was a historic election and saw an unprecedented level of enthusiasm. So to compare this with the general election of 2014 would be unfair. You have to compare this with past assembly elections and see whether or not voters are voting in the same number. And in that you could potentially see a reasonably high turnout because voters feel the urge to make a difference, to bring about change. Now what they usher in when they bring about change is a different matter. That of course we'll find out on the 19th of October. Tuhin Sinha, this ad this morning, if I can just pick it up, give me a moment, is rather cheeky, very nasty. You've taken from the Telegraph interview Prithviraj Chavan's comments, yes, I headed a corrupt government. Now this is the sort of ambush marketing that a Coke would do to a Pepsi, a Flipkart would do to a Snapdeal or an Amazon. BJP just buying everybody out. There's no space for poor Shiv Sena in most of these ads. They've been buried inside.
It looks like it was pre-planned because I've seen that since last 4-5 days, every newspaper, not only English, but even the regional newspapers are carrying BJP ads on the front page itself. No one has any space.
Peculiar elections, from suddenly being a two-cornered contest for the last 20 years, Maharashtra election has suddenly opened up to being a four-cornered and in some cases a five-cornered contest. So obviously the stakes for each party, I mean, are much higher. And apart from that, if you look at when you were just talking about the generational change, what has triggered this generational change is the fact, that three of the stalwarts of three political parties, Bala Sahab Thackeray, Vilasrao Deshmukh and Gopinath Munde are no more. And so it's a new generation taking over, which is more aggressive with its marketing, which is more aggressive with the way it reaches out to the people. And also, in the last few days, if you've been, I'm sure you've been aware of what's happening on the ground, but the battle is more BJP versus the rest. So whether or not BJP manages,
And that, Clyde Castro, is something which is truly incredible politically. The BJP hasn't contested in 160 seats. They have no organizational structure on the ground. Yet this election has been Narendra, not even BJP, has been Narendra Modi versus the rest of all of you. You've been turfed out and reduced to a side issue, whereas it's your record that should have been debated and contested. But that's not the case. People are either voting for Modi or they're voting against him.
There are a few things, I need time to explain to you. I mean, I heard what Mr. Bhatia said about respect for the times. When he talked about the Prime Minister tweeting. Now he tweeted asking the youth to vote. Now let me tell you something. I'm young. I mean, we're all young, so let's talk about the young generation. The young generation is a thinking lot. Okay, they think. Now, like you said, caste and what their parents do, they are not going to go with that. I agree with you that on that matter. But this generation is a thinking generation. They look at development. They look at what the people have done. Now, where we are right now, just behind us is the metro. Okay, this is development. There are bridges
which is running behind time. Huge cost overruns.
That's
far smaller in terms of its length
we are not here.
than what. No, of course, these are questions that must be debated. And these are questions that will impact how the voter of Maharashtra goes out and votes.
No, what happens is, sometimes
you've got a monorail to nowhere.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a joke. You've got a monorail
that you can debate, but the fact is, it is there, it is running, it's helping the people of this city, it's helping the youth of this city to commute. So you cannot sideline that fact. It is helping them also. No,
because this particular metro has been run by MMRDA, and MMRDA is under Chief Minister. So even Congress can say, this was our department.
Together,
so we should be taking the credit.
No, we did it together.
Just give me a moment. Pankaja Munde, Gopinath Munde's daughter, somebody who I found evokes immense sympathy amongst BJP supporters who are rooting for her, in fact, especially the OBCs, to be Chief Minister more as a legatee than as a true inheritor, as somebody who's earned that position herself.